Well, it's not called a classic for no reason. One of the oldest stories in the books in the Imperial Valley, dating all the way back to 1939. Tonight's the next edition of a renewed rivalry on a windy and gloomy night in Imperial. It's the mighty Tigers of Imperial trying to claw their way to a 6-1 start, and the mighty Holtville Vikings trying to break a 3-game skid and spoil homecoming for Imperial right here from Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium on the Valley Sports Network. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Cole Johnson alongside Jalen, Fong, and it's an incredible atmosphere, an incredible rivalry. Jalen, it's glad to be up here, and you know, this has been something that's been great for the last about 70, 80 years. We're in a renewed part of it. It feels great to be here tonight.
Absolutely. It feels great to be here live. Thursday night football, under the lights. Nothing better than a big rivalry game. Both communities big time in supporting their local teams, and it doesn't get much better here in the Valley than the Ivy Classic. And
it's a great way to kick off another week of high school football here on a Thursday night showdown. There's another one going on over in El Centro tonight between the Spartans and the Bulldogs, but we're here tonight. And Jalen, we talked about just a few moments ago that this is a rivalry renewed. They started playing again 4 years ago, and you know, Imperial really took care of business the first couple of years. In the last 2 years, though, really tight games, close ones, and Imperial needed a late comeback to win in the last one.
Yeah, just going off of last year's victory for the Tigers, Holtville had the lead late in that fourth quarter before Christopher Tiernan scored with 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter to seal that 14-8 victory last year at Holtville. So this time, you know, Holtville's on the road. They look to return the favor and look to secure their first victory over the Tigers in 16 years.
Yeah, it's a head-to-head matchup that has seen Imperial win 16 of the last 17. So Holtville is really looking to turn the tide on this head-to-head matchup. But we're going to start with Imperial, Jalen. This is a team that has played outstanding defense. Outside of a loss to Palo Verde where they gave up 33, they've only given up 20 points in their 5 wins.
Yeah, defensively, that's their bread and butter. Coach David Shaw has, you know, emphasized that throughout the entirety of the season. Offensively, that they want to just maintain control of the ball. They don't want to have short drives, but really it's their defense that allows them to have, you know, even if they're down, they're able to, you know, have tough drives for any opposing offense.
And then we go to the Holtville side of things, led by Coach Jason Turner. And this is a team that really looked good the first 3 weeks, started 3-0. They were running all over everyone, and then they kind of hit a wall and lost 3 straight, including that blowout win in Calexico. What did they have to do tonight? I mean, you know, just stick to what they're doing and get back to where they were at the beginning of the year? Or what are we looking for tonight out of them?
Well, offensively, it's their 3-headed monster. Zephan Duarte, Hector Sanchez, and Griffin Garcia. Those are going to be their 3 main bell cows on the ground. They're going to be the primary ball carriers. The key for Coach Turner and the Vikings tonight, can they sustain long drives? I know that they are able to hit that home run ball and get a 60, 70-yard rush for a touchdown, but that doesn't give their defense enough time to rest on the sidelines. Can they hold on to the ball, kill some clock, and, you know, limit Imperial's time of possession on offense?
Yeah, and that's something actually that Coach Mike Harrison told me earlier this morning, that if they can continue to sustain drives, this is a lethal team, and they have an amazing offensive front. They have 4 starting linemen on that front to move the ball, but he said sometimes they just don't play aggressive enough and they don't move the ball as well as they need to. So you're looking at an Imperial side that we've just talked about their defense. It's going to be a battle in the trenches tonight.
Exactly, and you know, defensively, they got a lot of big boys down there in Imperial, but when you go on to the outside, Seth Shaw, their free-hitting safety, is going to get a lot of tackles open in space with these running backs, and also look out for Zach Ray to getting some tackles on the outside at corner.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience on this Imperial defense that Coach Shaw mentioned. A lot of guys playing their 3rd year on the defense, starting in their 3rd year on the defensive side of the ball. So he said it's like they run around and they just play fast because they don't have to think about the defense. It's a very simple defense. You run. He said simply just go tackle the ball carrier.
Exactly. So Coach Shaw has a lot of confidence in his defense to make sure that the offense doesn't have a lot of pressure on them, and it allows for their offense to wear down the opposing defense. As the game continues on and on, they'll be able to get some easy points in later on in the second half.
And out to the offensive side of the ball for Imperial, we're going to see a little different. Maybe it might not be at all different. David Shaw saying that they're going to still stick to the same game plan, but they are without their standout freshman running back, Rashad Robinson, tonight with a knee. And also, he said that they may have a difference in quarterback. Gavin Robles may be taking the first series, at least at quarterback. So we'll see how that plays out tonight, too.
You know, it is a blow having Robinson out for tonight's game, but when you have a guy with the senior as Seth Shaw ready to take over those carries, it's not really a big drop-off. He's known the offense for 3+ years already, and he was also the starting running back at the beginning of the year when Robinson was out. So I don't see a dip in Imperial's offense for tonight's game. Yeah,
and Seth Shaw, you mentioned him. Son of the coach, and that's something I talked to Coach Shaw about, and then how special that is. There's a real tight-knit kind of closeness here in Imperial. Coach Shaw saying he watched all those kids or even coached them growing up, and now he's the head coach for them here in a year where they're 5-1, looking special, going towards an Imperial Valley League title.
Yeah, just like you said, Seth is now a senior. He's also coached his previous son, Steven, who's a standout here over the past couple of years. So this is really a family affair over here in Imperial. It's really kind of the core of what David Shaw wants to build his program here at Imperial.
Same thing on the other side, too. Very small-knit community, very much the Vikings. They have a kind of a cult there in how they support their high school sports, and it's something that they told me earlier that, you know, you got to show out. When it's a small town like that, sometimes there's a little bit of pressure because everyone in their family and friends is there. But, you know, they're on the road tonight trying to spoil a homecoming, and it would mean a lot to that community if they can walk back to Holtville with a win.
Yeah, I tell you what, the fans over at Holtville, they support their student athletes across all sports. And, you know, with a big rivalry game just like this one tonight, it would mean a lot for this community. It's been a game that's eluded them for many years. A win tonight can change their fortunes and really change the course of their season.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere, a great crowd on hand. The Tigers now taking the field, and we got the Imperial Tiger Band out there as we will come back in just a few moments for this one as we'll get to your national anthem, and we'll return back here for some action on Thursday night. It's the Imperial Valley Classic from Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium. We'll be right back. You are watching the Valley Sports Network.
Stepping up over the middle. A man is open. The pass is gone. 35-30, 25-20.
And dropped by number 66 on that fumble.
Will score a touchdown for the Tigers.
All right, so we're just moments away from kickoff as we clear the field with the marching band here on homecoming night in Imperial. Welcome back into the Valley Sports Network. Cole Johnson, Jalen, Fong. And it's the Imperial Tigers coming in at 5-1, Holtville at 3-3 on the year. As we mentioned, Jalen, a big game for both sides, but you might have touched on it a little bit, but give me a couple of guys on each side that are really going to make an impact on tonight's outcome.
Defensively for Holtville, you're going to look at Fairman Duarte. He's the guy that's leading the Vikings with over 50, 60 tackles so far in this season. And an X factor for them offensively, obviously the three horsemen in the backfield with Garcia, Sanchez, and Duarte are going to be heavily keyed on. But look out for Chad Goodsell, looking and the sweeps that he gets onto the outside. If he's able to get rushes to the outside and stretch out the Imperial defense, he could have a spectacular game tonight.
And the Bell Moon is going to be tails.
Yeah, he's got a lot of,
you've traveled the furthest. What are you going to
as
call?
we are going to actually
Heads.
go out
Heads
to our head referee, John Seaman,
And
for
it
the coin
comes up,
toss.
tails. Defer. Kick from the clock. Okay, so what helps, I need you to put your backs right here on this red line. Imperial, put your... And elected to...
All right, so Imperial has won the toss. They have elected to kick. As we mentioned, our referees here for tonight, head referee John Seaman, umpire Alan Phillips, linesman Lloyd James, line judge James Bentley, and back judge Sean McLaughlin. So we're about ready to go. So Holtville's going to get the ball first here. Jalen, what do we need to see in this first drive?
We need to see them stay composed and, most importantly, do not get a 3-and-out. Get a first down, get some momentum on their side, and show that this won't be an easy night for the Imperial defense.
Yeah, assistant coach Micah Harrison saying that this offensive line is up there with the best in the Valley when they play aggressive and they set the tone. There are a couple of mean guys up front, and they lead the path for some of these Holtville running backs that, as you mentioned too, and talked about how important they're going to be tonight. But they got to go against that Imperial defense, who shut out Calexico last week in a 24-0 win. Calexico previously unbeaten before that matchup. Holtville coming off a 48-30 loss at Mission Bay. And we're just about ready to go. Waiting for that whistle, Ethan Gonzalez back to kick off, and here we go, the Imperial Valley Classic. And he puts it back in the back of the end zone for a touchback. Holtville is gonna take over and start this thing off.
You know, right now, the weather's seemingly calmed down, but later on in the game, we're expecting miles an hour to the south to southeast area, 15 to 20 miles, so the kicking game could be a factor later on in the game.
Yeah, it seemed like it was going to right off the gate, just coming in here this evening. It was had some big winds. There's a downpour on my way out here from the Yuma area. So we'll see if that plays a factor. It's pretty calm right now, as junior quarterback Bryce Buscalia leads Holtville to the line. Daniel Ledesma lined up behind, and this is a handoff taken by Austin Marini. And he's gonna pick up a couple and set up about a 2nd down and 6, about a 4-yard gain.
Austin Marini on the carry.
All right, so 2nd down and 6. Holtville in that well-known wing, and here's the toss to Zephin Duarte, and he is ripped down in the backfield immediately. Out there by Max Alvarez, making the play. He got there first.
54 also finished up on the tackle for the Tigers, and we do not have a 54 on our roster.
So tackle for a loss there. That sets Holtville right back to where they started. And it's going to be a 3rd down and long here. And they're actually having a malfunction with the chains over there on the sideline.
And see, this is a situation that we were talking about pregame. Not allowing the Imperial defense to have these short drives, getting them off the field, having them have a sustained rush. I know Imperial's offense is going to take some time to get into the flow of things, but you want to keep that defense on the field to make sure that they're, you know, playing as much as possible.
Yeah, key point of emphasis for Holtville coming into tonight was not going 3 and out in this one. Keep the chains moving. They actually used all but 17 seconds in the first quarter last week versus Mission Bay. They did ended up losing that game as mentioned, but they used up almost an entire quarter just running the football and keeping the other offense off the field. We'll see if they continue that tonight. Stefan Duarte, the left wing. Austin Marini, the right. Back to pass Buscalia. Looking down the field for Marini, and he's got red shirts all over the place. Devin Meza and Seth Shaw both there in coverage. That ball's incomplete, and Holtville is gonna have to punt it away, and there's that 3 and out that they didn't want to start.
And that's tough for Buscalia because obviously passing is not in their DNA. Coach Jason Turner, if he could, he would run it on every offensive play, but when you get behind in the sticks like that, you're gonna have to go and try to stretch the field. Unfortunately, he didn't go for the Vikings on that play.
Yeah, after just the first 4 games, Buscalia only threw the ball 20 times, only completed 7 of them. He is a threat on his feet, though. He can get outside and run. Got some long legs. Back to kick it is Brian Padilla. And that's a short punt, not going anywhere. It's gonna stay on this side of the field. It gets very close to touching Pablo Moreno, but he bounces out of the way, and it's downed by Omar Gonzalez at about the 40-yard line. So Imperial set up very nicely here on their first drive, Jalen.
Yeah, exactly. And we looked at the trajectory of that punt. It looked like the wind kept it back a little bit, and it kept the ball on the plus side for Imperial. So now they're already in Viking territory to start off the first drive of the game.
Here we go. And coming out to start on the offensive at quarterback in the shotgun is Gavin Robles. We mentioned he would be taking a couple snaps. He throws this one, and it's caught immediately and picking up a first down right away. For the first down is Alejandro Perez. That is now his 19th catch of the year, Jalen.
Yeah, and that looked like a gain of about 11 on that play, and already Imperial's offense looks like they're in motion.
The snap back to Robles. He throws to the right side now, and he's got Alejandro Sanchez Perez one more time. Make that catch number 20 on the air. He leads the team.
And really, Robles being the backup quarterback, Holtville has not had a lot of tape on him over the course of over this season. So it's interesting to see. This is probably their first time seeing this kid on the field this season.
The Tigers coming out in the shotgun again. Robles with Seth Shaw to his right. Trips to the left, in motion is Meza, and we're gonna get a flag here. Some movement, and it's gonna back Imperial up.
False start on the Tigers, making it a 2nd and 11.
Yeah, backs that up to the 30-yard line. Makes it about a 2nd and 11 here. We got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Alejandro Perez and Jared Nixon. On the other side, Gio Robles. In motion is Perez. Robles looks there. He's going to take off on his feet. He's got some space, and he's ripped down eventually after a nice pickup there, but it was Smith Hilfiger making the tackle, but not before about an 8-yard gain there with Robles on his feet.
You know, it's interesting to see Imperial so far having Robles in the shotgun formation, and they haven't had a traditional run. Obviously, he kept it on that run, but 2 straight passing plays before that run by Robles, you know, an interesting mix for Coach David Shaw and his offense.
Trips to the left, in motion now is Gio Robles, who's actually playing his first game of the year. Gavin Robles throws, dangerous throw, it's almost picked off. As coming in and closing on it quickly was Jaden Castro. If he comes up with that one, that could be a house call, Jalen. That was close.
Yeah, very, very close, but Imperial now looks like they're going to go for a field goal with.
Wow, this would be something.
Looks like a 40-yard field goal right here.
Ethan Gonzalez. The ball's at the 22-yard line, so this is going to be about a 39, 40-yard field goal. Here on 4th and 2. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is through. What a way to start this one. The Imperials started at the Holtville 40 and their drive kind of stalled with that false start, but what a boot from Ethan Gonzalez to put the Tigers up 3-0.
Yeah, the wind had no factor on that kick. Perfectly down the middle, had about 10 to 15 yards to spare. Just a perfect kick by Gonzalez to get the Tigers on the scoreboard.
So we got a 3-0 lead for Imperial, and they're back to kick it off with Ethan Gonzalez again. Holtville will get their second shot at it after going 3 and out on their first drive. That was a 4-play drive for Imperial. Ends in 3.
And now Holtville has a chance to answer back now after only surrendering 3 points on that drive.
And that one's another boot, almost going through the uprights. What a boot Ethan Gonzalez has.
I tell you what, as the game continues on and the field shortens up for both offenses, you know, Gonzalez could be a key X factor in getting the Tigers points whenever they can't get it near the red zone.
Yeah, that's a good sign. You know, not a lot of high school teams have kickers good enough that you can send them out there in those situations. So that's a good advantage for Coach Shaw and this offense. Here, 7:53 to go in the first quarter. Imperial up 3-0. They cracked through first with an Ethan Gonzalez 40-yard field goal. Bryce Buscalia now under center. Holtville back with the football. Zephan Duarte in motion, but they hand it off instead up the middle, and it looks like we've got a whole muddle of red and white up there. Seth Shaw's running away with the football, saying he's got the ball, but ruled it down is Ledesma, the senior. And with Griffin Garcia, who's typically getting more snaps there as the fullback for Holtville, is actually coming off a concussion. He got one against Calexico a couple of weeks ago, so they're going to take it easy with him for tonight. And that is going to give way for more snaps for Daniel Ledesma.
You know, now they're getting to a second and manageable. If they're able to get a couple first downs, get them out of their territory, this could bode well for Imperial's offense moving forward.
Here's the handoff and tripped up right away. Looks like the first one to get there for the Tigers was Joel Villacampos for the tackle after a gain of about 1 or 2. And it sets Holtville up shop at about the 27-yard line for a 3rd and 3. Holtville coming to the line, 3rd down and 3. Buscalia under center, Duarte, Marini, and Ledesma in the backfield. This one goes to Ledesma, and he's going to be close, but not close enough to that first down marker, brought down at about the 24-yard line, 29-yard line, excuse me.
You know, right up the middle, it's really tough. That Imperial front is very stout, and looking at the situation right now with 4th and 1, it looks like Coach Turner is saying that it's time for them to go for it to keep their offense on the field.
That's a crucial play here. Big call here from Coach Turner, having confidence in that offensive line that they have leaned on all year long. They only need 1 yard, 4th and 1 from the 29-yard line. If they get stuffed, though, Imperial is set up nicely once again. Duarte, the handoff, though, is to Marini, and he shakes a tackle. Marini across the 45 and brought down at midfield on a touchdown-saving tackle by Pablo Moreno.
And that's the big play that we've all been waiting for Holtville's offense. Can they stretch the Imperial Tigers defense and allow their offense to get a little breathing room? Now they're on the plus side of the field, and we'll see if they can muster up another first down.
And that's that Holtville staple. The misdirection, the counter. You saw Zephyr Duarte in motion, a fake pitch to him to the right side and a little counter handoff to Austin Marini, and he went the distance, shook a tackle after already picking up the first down and turned on the Jets before getting brought down. It looks like they actually marked it across the 50 to about the 49. So chalk that up as a 29-yard pickup on 4th and 1. Here's Duarte on the pitch, and he gets tripped up immediately for a loss of 1, eaten up by a sea of red there. Leading the way was Ethan Reeves, the junior. So nothing doing, no gain on the play, maybe even a loss of a half a yard there. So Duarte's been kind of shut down so far in his first 3 carries.
Yeah, and you see Buscaglia going over, getting the signal in from Turner. Now that they have the first couple they have that breathing room now it's time to milk that clock.
4 minutes left in the first quarter. 3-0 Imperial. Right at midfield, the pitch, the ball's free! That's picked up! It's Pablo Moreno on a house call! Touchdown, Tigers!
That is Imperial's 14th recovered fumble of the season, and that's exactly what you couldn't afford if you're Holtville.
It was a pitch, and it went right through the hands of sophomore Hector Sanchez. The ball took a pretty bounce, and Pablo Moreno was right there to scoop it up. And that's what launched them to that win last week at Calexico. You mentioned that's their 4th, but that was a 0-0 game going into the halftime, and Coach Shaw saying that was really the turning point, was a scoop and score, and then their offense took off from there.
Yeah, the Imperial defense, that they're just hogs for the ball on the ground. Like we said, 14 recovered fumbles so far in the season, and we're only in their 7th game. It's really tremendous how stout that defense is in recovering fumbles.
And we're gonna get a timeout here. It looks like they took too long to get lined up here on the extra point, and David Shaw's gonna be forced to call a timeout on this one, but a 50-yard scoop and score for Pablo Moreno to give the Tigers a 9-0 lead as we await the extra point with just 3:46 to go in this first quarter. And it's exactly what we thought this game was gonna be. That was gonna be a crucial turning point. David Shaw, and on the other side, and assistant coach Micah Anderson for Holtville Harrison, saying that it's gonna be a field position game. And we've already seen in 9 minutes into this game, Jalen, Imperials had the ball inside Holtville territory, and now they get a defensive score.
You know, when you're Holtville on offense, you cannot be lackadaisical with the ball. Buscaglia kind of gave him the half pitch to Sanchez, and he wasn't able to reel it in. You got to make sure that you have possession of the ball before you're running, because obviously when you're Holtville and you're the underdog in this game.
Encroachment, number 10, White. Half the distance to the goal, retry the down.
When you're Holtville and you're the underdog in tonight's game, you have to make sure that you don't make the mistakes to hurt yourself.
And there's another way to hurt yourself. May not be a factor here with Ethan Gonzalez, who can boot it from anywhere on the field, but encroachment on Holtville puts the ball closer to the goal line. But Imperial will still kick the extra point. They do, and it is through. 10-0 Tigers with 3:46 to go in the first quarter, thanks to a scoop and score for the Tigers defense for the 4th time this year. You're watching the Valley Sports Network here from Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium. We'll be right back.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Top Notch Barber. Visit Big Chris at 317 Wake Avenue in El Centro for a one-of-a-kind haircut. Fresh fades, always a cutaway. Top Notch Barber Shop as we come back here, and wow, Ethan Gonzalez putting on a show here tonight. Kicking off, trying to put it through the goalpost, and it hit the upright. On that kickoff for a touchback, Holtville will take over again here on their third try on their own 20-yard line.
And what does that say about the leg of Gonzalez able to hit the upright on a kickoff?
It says a lot. You see some college and pro guys doing that. So Gonzalez showing off here for the homecoming crowd here tonight. Holtville now coming out on their third drive. They had a 3-and-out on the first one, and on that last drive had a nice 20-yard gain on a fourth down play and then coughed it up 2 plays later.
Let's see if Holtville can get back their momentum that they had on that big 29-yard rush.
Here's the handoff, some room, but not before running into Zach Ray, who stood up. Austin Marini, a pickup of about 2 or 3 yards.
Number 77, Aiden Shields, also on that tackle for the Tigers.
Aiden Shields, starter on both offensive and defensive lines, the senior. And that offensive line for Holtville comes to the line. Their own 22-yard line, 2nd and 8, and we have dirty laundry on the field again. Let's go to referee John Seaman.
Dead ball, encroachment, number 52 red.
All right, so that's going to be a free 5 yards. Andy Velasco. Encroachment there, giving Holtville free 5 yards up to the 27-yard line. Handoff here, trying to get outside is Marini, and he is dragged down in the backfield for a loss of 2.
You know, they had a golden opportunity, 2nd and manageable, and with that, just the Imperial front allowing no room for any of these running backs for Holtville to break containment.
All right, so we'll see if Holtville can come up with a big 3rd down conversion here. 3rd down and about 4, a long 4. Duarte in the backfield, Buscalia under center. And it's a handoff to Duarte, bounces off a couple, spins around before he's finally dragged down for about a gain of just 1. Couple of Tigers in there on the play, but it looks like Seth Shaw finished it off and kept Duarte down, who was almost about to sneak out of that one. He's come up with some big-time runs for the Vikings this year, especially early on through just their first 4 games. We don't have any of their stats from the last 3, Jalen, but in their first 4 games, he led the team with 474 yards on the ground and 3 scores, including a game winner against Settys in week 3.
Yeah, and it really started that their season kick-started with that win in week 1 against Southwest. All 3 of their key running backs rushed for over 400 yards on offense. They have yet to another penalty.
And that's going to give Holtville a free 1st down. So Jason Turner sent his offense.
Dead ball, encroachment, number 54 red. That's a 5-yard penalty and a 1st down.
Yeah, so jumping on that one
That's a killer for the Tigers. Not only the 5 yards, but a free first down for the Vikings.
Yeah, Max Alvarez jumped on that one, and that was the second time here, just the first quarter, that Jason Turner has sent his offense out on a 4th down, pinned inside their own 30-yard line. A lot of guts, Jalen. So now they get a free set of downs. 1st and 10 from about the 31-yard line. Buscalia, play action pass. Oh, and it looked like a one-handed grab, but it comes off the fingertips of Bentley Rothfleisch.
You know, not a lot of time for Buscalia to get on the outside, especially with that fake handoff. So he's got to get that ball out really quick, not giving his receivers enough time to get down the field.
And that sets up a 2nd and 10, as that was looking for Rothfleisch there. He had 2 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown through their first 3 wins of the year. As Buscalia comes back to the line. Duarte in the backfield. He gets the handoff. Duarte busting through a couple of tacklers to the 36-yard line for a gain of about 5, and sets up a very manageable 3rd down.
And with the first quarter winding down here, the Vikings look like they're trying to get enough yards manageable to hopefully go for it on 4th down, because if you punt the ball back to the Tigers and you're essentially possibly going down 3 scores early on in this game, and it could be over. But Coach Turner looks like he's calling off the dogs and letting the time run out at the end of the first quarter.
So we wind down to the end of the first quarter here at Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium in Imperial for the Imperial Valley Classic. It's the Tigers winning this one 10-0 as we head to the 2nd quarter of action. Holtville in the drive, a 3rd down coming up. You're watching the Valley Sports Network. El Centro Police, dedicated to serve our community through partnerships, professionalism, and uncompromising excellence. Quality of life, protection, and service is our commitment. 3rd and 5 to start the 2nd quarter. The counter handoff to Austin Marini, and he gets upended right there. Might be short of the 1st down. That was Gonzalo Gerardo coming in to make the play to keep Marini a yard shy of a 1st down. But it looks like Jason Turner's keeping that offense out there. And why not, Jalen? You've done it twice already.
Pivotal play for the Vikings right here. If you don't give it back to them, if you don't convert on this play, you're giving them back to the Tigers on their plus side of the field, and another short field for that offense.
So a 4th down and 1 from the Holtville 41-yard line. Ball is on the ground one more time. Imperial comes up with another stop. And I think Holtville did jump back on top of it, but it does not matter. We got a turnover on downs, and Imperial's going to take over in Holtville territory for the 2nd time.
You know, holding on to the ball has been a point of emphasis for Coach Turner leading up to this week. Already 2 fumbles, 1 lost so far in this game, and we're still early in the 2nd quarter.
So Imperial's going to bring their offense back out on the field. And still staying out there at quarterback is Gavin Robles, the junior, with Christopher Tiernan staying on the sideline in this one. Coach Shaw saying had a bit of a under the weather this week. They're going to give him some time. he may still come in at some point. Robles takes the snap out of the shotgun, throws to the outside, and that is reeled in, and trying to gain a couple more yards is Alejandro Perez. Again, that's his 3rd catch of the game.
They seem to have, that seems to be the go-to target for Robles in today's game.
And he has all year. That's now his 21st catch on the year. He's been the go-to all across the board. 136 yards and a touchdown heading into this one. Only a gain of about 2 though, 2nd and 8. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Robles gets rid of it quick. He's got Perez one more time before he's tripped up down by Buscalia. The quarterback playing in the secondary on the defensive side of the ball as well, and he takes down Perez just beyond the 35 to about the 32-yard line. It's going to be about 3rd down and 4 here for the Tigers.
You know, if I'm seeing that they're channeling in on Perez, I would think on the Holtville side to possibly put some more pressure on that side to let him go to another receiver.
Robles gets it out. He's got Gio Robles in his first game of the season. Down the sideline, touchdown. There is a flag on the play. And this one might be coming back. And that would be a heartbreaker for Gio Robles, the freshman who is playing his first game this season. Coach Shaw saying he's going to throw him in there and start him out wide. And the flag is thrown down at about the 30-yard line or so. And we'll go to head referee John Seaman for the call.
During the run, block in the back, number 5 red, replay, 3rd down.
So a block in the back on the senior Dominic Suarez, and that erases
A 34-yard
touchdown. It's a tough one. It backs Imperial back up to their 39-yard line, 38-yard line. Robles gets it out quick. It's Alejandro Perez one more time. Gain of about 4 to the 35-yard line.
Yeah. And you've had success so far. If you're Imperial on offense, I don't see why not. You're already on the plus side of the field, and you've shown that you can stop Holtville on their offensive side. An easy call for Coach David Shaw to go for this on 4th and 5.
My depth of perception off there. The ball's actually at about the 33-yard line. He got past the 35. About a 4th and 5 here, up by 10, 8:50 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Holtville, this is a big stop for their defense if they can rack one up here. Robles in the shotgun, Seth Shaw to his left. Jared Nixon all alone out to the far side. Robles drops back. He's gonna take off and run, but then he lets it go. There's Nixon, he's got him. And he is dragged down just shy of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Oh, an absolute backbreaker for the Vikings on defense. You had him at 4th and 5, trying to get him off the field. Now setting up a 1st and goal near the 1-yard line. Oh my goodness. Imperial looks like they're about to strike again.
That's a tough one. 33-yard connection between Robles and Nixon. They've been doing that a lot. He's got a much bigger frame out on the side. They'll set up 3 receivers to one side and leave Nixon in a one-on-one matchup on the opposite side. So Imperial brings the ball there at about the 1.5-yard line, and now under center. Seth Shaw on the carry, but he's dragged down immediately. A big play in the backfield to blow it up by Jorge Moreno.
For the first time, Robles under center, giving the handoff to Shaw, but met at the line of scrimmage, bringing up another 2nd and goal opportunity for the Tigers. .
here we go. 2nd and goal from about the 3 or 4 yard line now. Still back under center goes Robles. Under 7 minutes to go in the half. Shaw again. This time Shaw is in for the touchdown. Imperial increases their lead to 16. And it's the senior Seth Shaw punching it in.
Another touchdown for the Tigers, and looks like they've blown this game wide open here early on in the 2nd quarter. As we wait another Ethan Gonzalez field goal attempt.
Seth Shaw, that's his 5th touchdown on the season. And that kick, almost automatic looking. Gonzalez puts it through. 17-0 Tigers. 6:48 to go in the first half. You are watching the Valley Sports Network from Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium. We'll be right back after this.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
Arctic Air Conditioning and Heating. At Arctic Air, we know that having the right people on the job is just as important as choosing the best equipment. Our York-trained professionals provide you with top-quality equipment, skilled installation, and an expert analysis of your comfort needs. Contact Arctic Air Conditioning and Heating at 352-8855. Meanwhile, while we wait for this kickoff, catch all the latest info on our Facebook page, Valley Sports Network, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. This kickoff going to be brought back this time. Chad Goodsell coughed it up, and he's going to be met by a sea of red. So this time Gonzalez decided not to boot it into the end zone, and Holtville is going to be backed up way inside their own territory.
You know, another long field for the Vikings. Now let's see if they're able to get some momentum after that killer 4th and 5 that didn't go their way on the defensive side.
It looks like they're going to start at about the 15-yard line, 14-yard line. Here was 6:39 to play in the first half. Letterman and Bros, for all your custom Letterman jacket needs, serving Yuma and Imperial Valley. Call Letterman and Bros at 760-693-5034. The right choice for your Letterman jackets. Russ Guscalia under center. Down 17, here's the handoff. And it's gonna be swallowed up after a gain of just a couple. That was Hector Sanchez on the carry. A gain of about 3.
Aiden Shields once again on that tackle, not allowing the running backs to break containment and getting them into the second level, keeping the gain short to about 2 to 3 yards.
Yeah, this is a big drive, Jalen, for Holtville. If they can move the ball down the field here and put some points on the board before the half, that would be crucial. If they go 3 and out here and Imperial gets a chance to score before the half, that'd be trouble brewing.
It'd be an absolute killer, especially considering as Imperial is going to get the ball to start the second half.
Buscalia rolls out, tosses, and that one is incomplete. Out in the flat there. It looks like that was Brian Padilla. And it was Brian Padilla out there to catch that one in the flat. Buscalia with guys in his face once again. 5:50 to play.
Another big opportunity for Buscaglia and the Holtville offense to stay on the field and not give the ball back to Imperial. They seem to be red hot right now.
Yeah, 3rd down and 8. Buscalia under center. The handoff goes to Sanchez again, I believe, or was that Duarte? Looks like it was Duarte. Picks up a couple to about the 20-yard line almost. That's going to bring up another 4th down play, and do you go for it this time? And I don't think Jason Turner's going to take that chance this time.
Yeah, exactly. Being backed up deep into their side of the ball, trying to get a little bit of field position in their favor, and hopefully have the Tigers try to drive down deep in the field.
And that brings up a 4th down.
And Bryce Buscalia is going to stay out there because he's also their punter, but we're going to get a timeout from Holtville.
Imperial, that's the second.
Imperial,
the half.
excuse me. Second timeout for David Shaw and Imperial here with 5:09 to play.
While we have a break in the action, we have a score update from the Calexico Central game. Damian Rodriguez finding Charlie Sullivan, who broke containment, 44 yards for a touchdown. And the score as it stands right now, 7-0 for the Spartans midway through the second quarter.
That's good. That's a good sign for Calexico. And that defense holding that Central offense to just 7 points through quarter and a half. I know Central did not score last week in the loss to Mater Dei, but Calexico keeping it close.
You know, and that just shows the foundation and kind of the will that Coach Solano and his coaching staff has brought to that team. A lot of belief in that team that they can compete. You know, last year making it all the way to the D5 semifinals, and now they're a highly ranked team in D4. They should have a good end of the year.
Yeah, what a turnaround that program has taken on under Solano. I'm sure last week was a backbreaker in that loss to Imperials. Buscalia barely gets the kickoff, bounces at the 49, and on the return to Seth Shaw. Shakes one tackle, gets to 50, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. A nice return there for Seth Shaw, who just scored his 5th touchdown of the year. And Imperial will take over in Holtville territory for now 3 out of 3 times.
You know, even with that punt almost being blocked, Buscaglia was able to get that ball off and make it a decent punt. But that return by Shaw once again has Imperial on the plus side of the field, starting this drive in Viking territory.
Yeah, great job by Buscalia to get it out there. Good return by Shaw. Imperial starting 1st and 10 from the Holtville 47. 4:57 to go.
And look, and now we have a change of quarterback now. It looks like Chris Tiernan is now checking into the game.
There he is. A little under the weather this week, along with several teammates. Also without Rashad Robinson in the backfield. But Imperial looking just fine right now. Tiernan, the little pitch backwards to Meza. Meza gets outside, down the sideline. Meza towards the 20-yard line, and a big pickup for a 1st down.
And you already see the change of pace for the Tigers on offense. Robles primarily in the shotgun formation, passing the ball. Tiernan under center, giving them the triple option attack, able to hand the ball off, run it himself, or dump it off for a good gain, just like you saw on that last play.
Yeah, almost like a run pass option there, triple option, and having that ability to kick it out to Meza there, who's streaking out to the right side. Gets the ball up to the 22-yard line. Imperial set up nicely for another score here. Tiernan under center now, trips to the left, spins out of it, somehow pitches the ball off to Seth Shaw. Seth Shaw has space. Seth Shaw. It looks like he got into the end zone, but there may be a flag on the play. There was a lot going on there.
Another
looked
late
like Tiernan was going the wrong way. He spun around and got it to Shaw somehow.
Another late pitch by
Block in the
Tiernan.
back, 56.
Yep.
56. 6.
So that one's coming back, a block in the back on Ethan Reeves. And that erases
Foul, replay, 1st down.
22-yard touchdown for Shaw. Would have been his 2nd on the night. He got in, didn't he? Looked like he got to the corner of the end zone. I think he was in.
It looked like the ball got in near the end zone, but they didn't signal it, so that signifies that he was just short. So it backs Imperial up, still 1st down from about the
24-yard line, the 29-yard line. That one thrown outside to Mesa. Devin Mesa shakes a third tackle. Devin Mesa is down and inside the 5.
Breaking about 3 or 4 tackles on that play to get them deep into Holtville territory, setting up a 1st and goal for the Tigers, and they're on the doorstep for another score.
And what Imperial has done great tonight, Jalen, has been getting the ball out quickly. They get them out to their playmakers, just a quick 2-3 step drop, get the ball out.
Well, that's the difference in these offenses. Imperial's letting their playmakers get the ball in space and allowing them to evade tacklers and get yards down the field.
So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Tiernan behind center. Handoff to Seth Shaw. Seth Shaw, number 2. Touchdown.
Second touchdown of the game for Shaw, this time from 3 yards out, extending the Tigers lead to 23-0 pending the Ethan Gonzalez extra point.
And he's been pretty automatic tonight, so I'm sure this one will go through. The poppers going off here in Imperial. Student section having a fun time over there with their Tigers now up 24-0 as Gonzalez pokes it through. 2:57 to play in the first half. Imperial all over the Vikings here in this next edition of the Imperial Valley Classic. You are watching the Valley Sports Network, and we'll be right back for the final chapter of the first half right after this. Driscoll's has been serving the Imperial Valley since 1979. They take great pride in the years of experience and quality of custom silkscreen and embroidery services. Make sure you stop by to check out their huge selection of sunglasses, sandals, and street clothes located at 1470 West State Street in El Centro. And IID, the Imperial Irrigation District, is your local public water and energy company providing reliable water services and energy to Imperial Valley 24/7, 365. The IID is keeping the lights on and the water flowing in the Imperial Valley. Here's a return from Holtville.
Oh, stood up immediately.
Yeah, dragged down to the ground like a wrestling move.
56 Ethan Reeves first to meet him at the side of the ball carrier, immediately stopping all momentum for that runner.
Big tackle there, and actually on the kick this time was Dominic Suarez, the lefty boot there, giving Ethan Gonzalez a little break from his foot. But Holtville's going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. They got to get something going here. Buscalia, play action, throwing down the middle, and he's got a pass, and it's caught, and breaking free past midfield, carrying defenders down inside the 40 is Brian Padilla, the junior.
And like we've said, Cole, this is what Holtville's offense has been lacking. They have not allowed their playmakers to get the ball in space. Finally, Buscalia able to have some time in the backfield. Oh, but it looks like they're going back.
10 yards for the first down.
We spoke too soon, Cole.
That's a killer. That's a killer.
Absolutely. You think you have a perfectly executed play for a big gain, and a penalty drives them all the way back, killing all of that momentum.
Would have been a 34-yard pickup to put the ball inside Imperial territory at the 39-yard line. Instead, Holtville's going to be backed up way back, probably inside their own 20-yard line. I mean, what a play by Brian Padilla there to get the grab, broke a tackle, and then carry 2 guys in his back for an extra 7-8 yards. But it's all wiped off on a hold. And now Holtville's got a lot of ground to make up.
Oh, that looks way more than 10 yards. Looks like 1st and 30.
Yep. I think it happened in the backfield. It looked to me like Pablo Moreno had good pressure off the edge, and he got close to Buscali. He's going to try it again down the middle of the field, and nothing there, but a flag comes in. Ooh, I don't know about that one, but it's called. That's going to be a pass interference on Devin Mesa. He doesn't like the call. Kind of looked like an uncatchable ball to me. A little bit out of the reach. They both went up to grab it.
Number 3, red, 15 yards from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
I don't know. To me, it looks like a makeup call by that referee crew. The holding penalties seem to be a little ticky-tack. They run the same play Holtville does on offense, and it looks like with that incomplete pass, they were able to make it up, and now they're back to a 1st and 10 situation.
Yep, let's see where they spot it. Yep, it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the
original line of scrimmage.
At the 27-yard line again. It gives Holtville a little bit of breathing room here with 2:24 to go in the first half. Trying to get that first score of the game. Here's the handoff to Zephin Duarte, and he gets to the 35-yard line before he's dragged down. It looks like Seth Shaw was the first one there, along with Ethan Reeves.
Positive momentum for the Vikings as they go into halftime. They want to see that their ball carriers are getting yardage. They're getting good amounts each time they carry the ball and not being stuffed in the backfield.
2nd and 2. Buscalia, play action fake. Down the sideline looking for Austin Marini, and it's out of his reach, incomplete. Meza on the coverage. And that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Ideally, you want to convert here and keep the ball away from the Tigers, but you do not, under any circumstances, want to fumble. Give the Tigers another short field with under 2 minutes to go before the half.
Marianne Valenzuela, Fenley State Farm Insurance. Marianne Valenzuela is your State Farm Insurance agent in the Imperial Valley. Look, a good neighbor. She's located at 122 Main Street in Brawley. Call State Farm agent Marianne Valenzuela Fenley at 760-344-0447. 3rd and 2. Buscalia, play action fake again. This time going for Padilla, and it's out of his reach. Ball falling incomplete at about the 40-yard line of Imperial to bring up a 4th down and 2.
You know, when they run that play, it looks good, but when you don't practice that week in, week out, it's really tough to get that timing down, especially when you throw that ball 10, 15, 20 yards down the field.
Here's the problem you run into. If you run this 4th down play and you don't get it, you're giving Imperial a chance to really put this thing away. If they can score, 145 is plenty of time.
What you do not want is a fumble here. Buscaglia has got to be smart with the ball, and we'll see what they run up here on 4th and 2.
Buscalia, the counter handoff. Marini, I don't know if he got there, and he does not. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Imperial's going to take over again. As Marini barely got past the line of scrimmage, he got spun around. It looks like Aiden Shields was in on it once again, and some help from the secondary to close in and shut it down.
Once again, that Imperial front has been pretty much a brick wall for the Holtville offense. It's been tough. They've had a couple of opportunities to break free. Obviously not on that one, and they turn over the ball over on downs once again, giving the Tigers another short field with under 2 minutes to go in the half.
Ball at about the 36, 37-yard line. 1st and 10 Imperial. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Tiernan in a single shotgun. Looking downfield. Shooting it, and it's caught down the field by Alejandro Perez again. What a night for him.
And that zone, that soft zone defense that the Vikings are running, they're giving these receivers a chance to get the ball in space and able to complete the passes. They're not closing in on the receivers fast enough.
Tiernan in the shotgun. Shaw by his side. That ball knocked down. Nice play at the line of scrimmage.
That looks like 29.
Yes, that is Ledesma, the senior defensive end. Had 23 tackles through the first 4 games this year. Does a great job. He's stepping in on the offensive side in the backfield tonight as well. Bats it down, incomplete pass, 1:10 to go here in the first half. $1:10 to play in the half. 3 receivers to the left. Jared Nixon out there all alone to the right. Tiernan over the middle. He's got Devin Mesa down inside the 5-yard line.
But a flag on the field. Let's see what referee John Seaman calls on this play.
Now looks like we're coming back. That's going to eliminate a 19-yard reception that would have set Imperial up inside the 3-yard line once again. And here's John Seaman.
Illegal low. Number 2 red. That's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
And that's Seth Shaw, the illegal low block there. He races a 19-yard gain and sets Imperial back to their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, without that penalty, they would have been right on the doorstep for another score. Now they're back near midfield, and with a minute to go, we'll see what Coach David Shaw runs up for his offense.
That clock is running, a very long second down. Tiernan going up top, a deep shot looking for Robles. And incomplete. Good coverage out there by Holtville. Andre Estrada and Fermin Valerde out there. No, excuse me, Dylan Seha. That's gonna set up a 3rd down. And long. And we're gonna get a timeout on the play for Imperial. That's their 3rd and final timeout.
Of the half.
So Imperial's got to get 35 yards on this 3rd down, but while we have a moment, Intercare since 1970, when it comes to healthcare, Intercare is here to help with locations throughout the Imperial Valley. Formerly Clínicas de Salud del Pueblo, Intercare, improving the health and wellness of the community. And the DOM team, for all your real estate needs, give Doug and Andrew a call at 760-337-8600. The DOM family has been in the Valley since 1908 for business, residential, and farmland real estate. It's the DOM team. And also IV Welding and Mechanical. Tonight's game is brought to you by IV Welding and Mechanical, industrial welding contractor, serving the geothermal and all industrial facilities in the Imperial Valley. IV Welding, a proud sponsor of the Valley Sports Network in El Centro. Call Fred at 760-482-WELD. So Jalen, what are we drawing up here? 3rd and 35.
It looks like they're going to have number 11, the freshman, isolated. Oh, actually, no, trips to the left. Let's see if they give him a one-on-one matchup.
Yeah, they've been doing that a lot. They did get it. They hit Nixon over there on the far side already tonight. Tiernan in the gun. Getting pass protection from Shaw. Finds Devin Mesa over the middle. A big chunk he gotten back there. And it's not going to be enough for a 1st down, but this might be a situation where you send Ethan Gonzalez out to kick another field goal, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Now they have no timeouts, Jalen, 35 seconds and ticking.
The clock is ticking, but 30 seconds, they have plenty of time to get the ball set perfectly and do not rush this kick. It looks like a 40-yard field goal.
And ball at the 25. Kick is up, kick is wide to the left.
But we have a flag
We do.
at the line of scrimmage.
Wide right,
We have
actually.
getting into the kicker.
Uh-oh.
29 white. The 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
Okay, he's gonna get another shot, 5 yards closer. Got poppers going off in the student section. It's a party over there with a 24-0 lead for the Tigers. 16 seconds left here in the half.
They're already getting ready for homecoming.
They sure are. It's got to be tough, man, with the ref shortage going on, games getting changed to Thursdays. You'd like to have your homecoming on a Friday night, but
yeah, like you said,
nothing you can do about it.
We have 2 games here in the Valley tonight, 2 more tomorrow, and the whole season's been spread out because of this referee shortage.
Ball at about the 19-yard line, so this is about a 36-yard field goal. Ethan Gonzalez trying number 2, and it's through. So Gonzalez put it on a clinic tonight.
Gonzalez able to cash in on that second opportunity, putting another 3 points on the board for the Tigers.
That makes it a 27-0 game. Imperial with the lead in this one. We'll step aside for just one moment before this kickoff. You're watching the Valley Sports Network. All right, we are back, and now this kicked is received by Holtville and brought to about the 35-yard line. And that was actually kicked off there by Joel Robles. The lefty once again stepping in for Gonzalez, who's done a good job tonight. 27-0, just 7 seconds left here in the half. We'll see if Holtville will just run a play and send this thing to halftime and regroup inside the locker room.
Exactly. You know, a lot of talk about for Coach Turner and his staff, mainly controlling the line of scrimmage, making sure that they have efficient runs and not getting stuffed on the line and creating short fields for Imperial. That's been their Achilles heel all game tonight so far.
Burgers and Beer for the best burgers in town. It's Burgers and Beer at 260 North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. Open 7 days a week and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come watch the VSN game of the week at Burgers and Beer as well. 7 seconds to go in the half. And here's the handoff to Zephan Duarte. He grabs a couple before being brought down there by Max Alvarez.
Vikings look content to run out the clock, and they do so.
The Tigers head to the locker room with a 27-0 lead on homecoming night. Here in this next chapter of the Imperial Valley Classic, Holtville needs some answers in that second half. 27-0. You're watching the Valley Sports Network, and we'll head to break and get a word from our sponsors.
DP quiere recordarle a todos que se mantengan activos, jueguen seguros y que sean cool este verano. Si no tienes acceso a una alberca, hay muchas maneras de refrescarte sin acercarte a los canales. Para estar seguro, recuerda las reglas de DP Nunca nades en un canal, nunca juegues cerca de un canal y nunca te metas a un canal. Si ves a alguien caer en un canal, busca ayuda o llama al 911. Mantente alejado y seguirás vivo.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us. We're here at Burgers and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like from Burgers and Beers and the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
This is wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment.
I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
Dippy Duck wants to remind everyone to stay active, play safe, and be cool this summer. Even if you don't have access to a swimming pool, there are plenty of other ways to cool off without going near canals. To play it safe, please remember Dippy Duck's rules. Never swim in a canal, never play near canals, and never jump into a canal. If you see someone fall in, get help or call 911. If something drops in accidentally, let it go. Things can always be replaced, but your life can't. Just stay away, and you'll stay alive.
Reducir el uso de energía durante el verano es más importante que nunca. Este verano, IID le anima a hacer su parte al ajustar su termostato a 78 grados o más, evitar usar electrodomésticos principales de 4 a 9 p.m. y apagar luces innecesarias. Pero aún hay más. IID ofrece un número de oportunidades de ahorro de energía. Conozca nuestros consejos de ahorro de energía en iid.com. Trabajemos juntos para estar frescos y para ahorrar energía este verano.
27-0 the score here at halftime. The Imperial Tigers up in this next edition of the Imperial Valley League Classic. Coach David Shaw here with me. What was that? How can you describe that first half from your guys?
It was good. You know, our first drive, we moved the ball. We were able to get a field goal, and then we got another defensive touchdown. It's always nice to get one of those. And then our offense got rolling. You know, Gavin Robles threw some great balls, and then C.J. Tiernan came in. We started running the ball a little more and throwing it. So super pleased with the way our offense is moving the ball and gelling.
Yeah, it's kind of been the story of the season. Your defense steps up, they make some plays, and it really helps your offense mold into it, and then they take over from there. It's what led you to the win last week.
Yes, correct. I mean, it's always nice to get a defensive touchdown, and then I think it puts the offense at ease, and then it helps them get rolling. So definitely nice.
What is this second half going to look like with such a big lead? What are you going to throw out there to make sure you don't let Holtville back in the game?
Yeah, no, we still got to keep pedal to the metal on offense and defense as well. You know, we just got to keep doing what we're doing on defense, and on offense, we got to just keep like fine-tuning what we're doing right now.
All right, Coach, thanks so much. Good luck in the second half. And that's it. We'll be right back here on the Valley Sports Network.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Welcome back to Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium here in Imperial. 27-0 at the half in this Imperial Valley Classic. We got homecoming festivities going on right now, but more importantly, I'm joined by Victor Chino Torres, who's serving as the interim vice president and student services of equity at Imperial Valley College. Now, thanks for joining us here tonight.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to the partnership with Valley Sports Network. We're looking forward to doing a lot with them over the next few years.
Now, what can you tell us about this partnership and what is on your side of it here?
Thank you. Well, it'll start with what we're doing at IVC. Really, we wanted to focus on athletics, rebuilding our athletics program, doing some different things throughout the Valley, and we knew that Valley Sports Network is a mechanism that we can use so that we can market and start building more relationships for the college. So we're looking forward to this partnership. Like I said, Valley Sports Network is doing a lot for the community. We're a community college. We wanted to kind of be in partnership with somebody like that.
And what's it been like so far? What are some of the huge benefits that you can get out of this, both you guys and VSN?
Well, obviously the exposure, being out here, games like this, it's a beautiful night. We get to expose our campus, what we're doing. Some of the things that we're doing on campus is what we want to we really want the community to learn about. One of the things that we don't do enough as a college is toot our own horn, but we're doing a lot of great things there. I think that the community can benefit greatly from Imperial Valley College.
And you grew up in the Valley, you've been in the Valley your whole life. What does that mean to be a part of this? And now you're kind of put in between basically two things here. What does that mean to you?
Well, obviously as a longtime resident of Imperial County, it's special to be in this position. I'm blessed being able to impact kids that grew up like me, that come from the same neighborhoods as me, and so for me it's a special place to be able to do this. I spent 10 years on this field working as a vice principal, so it's good to be back in this capacity, and especially pushing the initiatives that we're doing at the college. So for me, it's a blessing.
Now you're in this partnership with VSN. Obviously, you want people to watch the product, people to watch VSN, but you got a whole crowd of people here that aren't, but you guys are still in this. People still go back to watch the games after they're aired. How cool is that, though, to be here in an atmosphere like this?
No, it's amazing, the fact that we can, like I said, collaborate and be able to memorialize this relationship. Also, like I said, I'm here strictly to demonstrate some of the initiatives that are happening at IVC. I think it's important for me to say, we're part of what we're doing this outreach campaign too is we're going for a general obligation bond to enhance our facilities. We've got a lot of things planned for the college, things that are going to benefit the community, like a regional training center for law enforcement, fire academy, posts. So we're partnering with a lot of those agencies. They're really supportive of what we're doing. They're really supportive of this bond. So we're asking residents to go to work for us and help us get this bond pass in the November election, which I think is going to be a positive outcome because I think the community needs it and they're behind us in the efforts.
And you say the community is behind you. What are some things that the community could do as well to help this out and push it forward?
So this is a county-wide election, so obviously they can help us market the bond and definitely vote for yes on the bond. As a general obligation, it's 3 cents for every $100 that are being taxed. So we hope that entices folks because ultimately we're the largest higher educational entity here in the Imperial County. We provide a lot of services for a lot of different populations, so we're out there in the community quite a bit. And we just want to be able to service our residents. They deserve to have the best facilities. It's one of those things, you build it and they will come type of thing. We know that if we have those kinds of facilities, there are going to be students benefiting for a lifetime. So we're...
What about maybe some short-term, long-term goals? You said you're trying to build some new facilities, things like that. What are you looking at? Is 5-year, 10-year plan? How far in the future are you looking ahead?
Yeah, so first of all, we have a lot of projects going on now. We've enhanced several buildings on our campus. We installed new HVAC in all of our campuses. We have a new nursing building. So we've done a lot. But we have a little ways to go. With the passing of this bond, I think that we're looking at a 3 to 5 year span to be able to do all the projects that we're promising the community that we're going to do for the campus. So I think, overall a 5-year stint of securing the bond, but also spending the money the way the community deserves to be served.
All right, now, what's the ceiling for this? Is it through the roof? Can you reach the clouds?
Of course. I mean, like I said, with all of the facilities that we have, not only the regional training center, but we're doing a STEM building, we're doing a student services building. We're focusing on careers like lithium, which is a big word right now in the Valley. We're trying to capitalize on that so that residents can have the opportunity to get adequate training and be able to provide for their families. Ultimately, it's about a quality of life that we want to give here in the Imperial County. We want to make sure they have the best. Our people deserve the best, yes.
What does it mean to be a part of this community in here right now? I mentioned earlier you've been here your whole life, but really just to be in the middle of this and being here on a Thursday night and being with the community.
It's amazing. First and foremost, this community is great. The folks here are one of a kind. This is a special place to live, special place to work. I think it's evident by the amount of people that have come and live here and settle their families here and provide. So for me, it's twofold, and I have a family of 4 daughters, so I want to make sure they have the best the Valley can give. So it's really great.
Football fan?
Of course.
Have you been watching some of our broadcasts here on Valley Sports Network? What do you think about it?
All the time. I think, honestly, kudos to Will Torres, the team, Ronnie. I know that this partnership has grown, or this organization has grown. It can only get better, but it does require the support of all the sponsors, so I do appreciate that. I know several of the sponsors, I look forward to hearing you announce their support, but it does require that kind of level of collaboration and partnership and people investing in organizations like this. So that's why Imperial Valley College felt that this was a worthwhile venture to participate in and make sure that we collaborate effectively.
All right, Victor, thank you so much.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, Victor Chino Torres here. We got our second half coming up for the Imperial Valley Classic. The Tigers up 27-0. Now a word from our sponsors.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
DP Duck quiere recordarle a todos que se mantengan activos, jueguen seguros y que sean cool este verano. Si no tienes acceso a una alberca, hay muchas maneras de refrescarte sin acercarte a los canales. Para estar seguro, recuerda las reglas de DP Duck. Nunca nades en un canal, nunca juegues cerca de un canal y nunca te metas a un canal. Si ves a alguien caer en un canal, busca ayuda o llama al 911. Mantente alejado y seguirás vivo.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
We're here at Burgers and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like from Burgers and Beer is in the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
It is wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment. I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
Dippy Duck wants to remind everyone to stay active, play safe, and be cool this summer. Even if you don't have access to a swimming pool, there are plenty of other ways to cool off without going near canals. To play it safe, please remember Dippy Duck's rules. Never swim in a canal, never play near canals, and never jump into a canal. If you see someone fall in, get help or call 911. If something drops in accidentally, let it go. Things can always be replaced, but your life can't. Just stay away, and you'll stay alive.
Reducir el uso de energía durante el verano es más importante que nunca. Este verano, IID le anima a hacer su parte al ajustar su termostato a 78 grados o más, evitar usar electrodomésticos principales de 4 a 9 p.m. y apagar luces innecesarias. Pero aún hay más. IID ofrece un número de oportunidades de ahorro de energía. Conozca nuestros consejos de ahorro de energía en iid.com. Trabajemos juntos para estar frescos y para ahorrar energía este verano.
It's a party in the student section. What a night we have here at Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium on the campus of Imperial High School, where the Tigers, with a big 27-0 lead over the visiting Holtville Vikings in this next game of the Imperial Valley Classic. Now, Jalen, we talked about this before we got going. In this one, it's really been dominated by Imperial. They've won 16 of the last 17, even 8 of the last 9. The last win for Holtville came on an overtime game way back in 2006.
Yeah, and like we said in pregame, it's all about executing the game plan. And for Imperial and Coach David Shaw, they've executed it to a T. Obviously on the Holtville sideline, not being able to convert on multiple first downs, giving Imperial short fields has been a recipe for failure so far in the first half. And Imperial has capitalized, going out on a 27-0 halftime lead.
Now how about that scoop and score from Pablo Moreno? It seems like every week Imperial's defense comes up big in some way and it just changes the game.
An absolute killer. And when we think back to that play, Holtville had their best run of being a 29-yard rush to get it over the 50-yard line and into Imperial territory. That play, they scoop and score. They go down 10-0 and really took the life out of the Vikings right there in that moment.
As the Vikings got a big hole to climb out of here in the second half, multiple scores to pick up on, but I think a big thing here for Imperial, as we talked to Coach David Shaw at halftime there, Jalen, was to keep the pedal to the metal. You can't let off.
Exactly, and that's why they deferred to start off the game. They're going to get the ball to start the second half and really dictate the momentum on their terms. They're going to get the ball, hopefully run their offense, possibly add another score to this already insurmountable lead, and really dictate the pace for themselves to start off the second half.
A big offensive first half from both Gavin Robles and CJ Tiernan. A little dual quarterback action for the Tigers there as well, as we knew that coming into this one. We're ready to start the second half. 24 more minutes in this one. Imperial looking to start 6-1 on the year. Holtville looking straight in the face of losing a fourth straight after starting 3-0. And we'll start off the second half on a kick from Brian Padilla, who actually had a big play in the first half that was wiped out on a penalty. And we're off. A little onside kick action here. Going up to grab it, though, to reeling it in. It looked like it was Angel Barron. If I saw that correctly, no, 22, my bad. Craig Rollins. And he went up and got that one. That was a nice play there.
Yeah, and that took a fortuitous bounce for the Vikings, and it looked like they had an opportunity to snag it and get momentum back, but a great snag by Craig Rollins, giving the Tigers the ball, around the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Tigers, starting at their own 42. Back in the shotgun, CJ Tiernan back out there once again. Seth Shaw next to him. Gio Robles, Alejandro Perez to the left. Jared Nixon outright to the right. Actually, Devin Mason out left here, trips to the left. The snap, Tiernan fires. He's got Alejandro Perez one more time. Shimmies and shakes past midfield and all the way to the Holtville 46. And that's good enough for a first down.
And it looks like we have an injured Viking near the backfield, 29, but he looks like he's walking back to the line of scrimmage now. Perez looked like he bobbled that catch and kind of stopped his momentum, but still made it out for a good gain and another first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, by my count, I could be off, but by my count, that's catch number 8 on the night for Alejandro Perez. He's having a colossal impact on this offense right now. Quick and shifty, they get the ball out to him, and he's making plays in the open field as well. Now 1st and 10 from the 47. Handoff to Seth Shaw. Shaw has some space. A stiff arm. Gets a block down the sideline. Seth Shaw, one more man to be inside, down to the 2.
And not to be outshined, Alejandro Perez with a huge block to break free Shaw down the sideline, setting up a 1st and goal situation for the Tigers.
Shaw had a big hole to run through, and it launched him another block. He shed a tackle And then a nice stiff arm out there on the side, and then that block, as Jalen just mentioned, springed him inside all the way down to the 3-yard line, and Imperial is set up once again.
45-yard gain on that play for Shaw. As Tiernan looks like he's under center now for this 1st and goal play.
We'll see if they hand it off to Shaw. See if he finishes it off with his 3rd touchdown of the night. They do go to Shaw. Trying to move his way in there, and he's in. 3's the charm. Touchdown, Seth Shaw, 33-0 Tigers.
And another quick score by the Tigers down the field in just under 2 minutes. And we'll see now with Vikings getting the ball now to start the 2nd half, how much pride they still have left in this rivalry game.
Yeah, that's something assistant coach Micah Harrison was telling me, is that this is a team, despite even those games they've come up short or been down by a lot, they have stuck together. It's a really special group. They don't give up. Usually every year they lose a couple of numbers, but they haven't lost anyone this year so far. It's a team that sticks together, and we'll see if that keeps through here in the 2nd half. But another extra point from Ethan Gonzalez is through. It's a 34-0 Tigers lead with 10:19 to go in the 2nd half of this one. You are watching the Valley Sports Network, and now another word from our sponsors.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy-saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
And we're back here on the Valley Sports Network, the Imperial Valley Classic, the 2022 edition. And it's all Imperial Tigers in this one. But real quick, CR&R Incorporated Environmental Services, with recycling now more important than ever. CR&R Incorporated has developed innovative recycling and reuse program. CR&R Incorporated, the face of a greener generation. And Johnny's Burrito, serving the Imperial Valley since 1963. Imperial Valley tradition with locations in Brawley, Imperial, and El Centro, founded by Johnny and Anna Marie Polomino. All right, Jalen, let's see what Holtville's got here. It's tough walking out on the field down by 34.
And like you said, being down by that much, you know, it's all about not making multiple mistakes and hurting themselves even more. Just trying to stay within their offense, try to move the ball down the field, and see if they're able to muster up any points on that scoreboard.
There's a handoff to Ledesma for the Vikings, and it looks like the first one there for the Tigers was Zach Ray. Ray, the tight end and outside linebacker for Coach Shaw.
It's tough when you get down by multiple scores and down big like Holtville is now. The type of offense that they run, it's really tough to get back into the game. Yeah. And you know, it really is all about preparing for next week and showing the amount of pride that they have for their team and their community.
Here's the counter off to Marini, and he gets eaten up for only a gain of a yard or two by a lot of red jerseys. Over there, the first one there for the Tigers was Julian Jimenez. And that's going to bring up a third down and about 5. As they got it to just outside the 25-yard line.
Big third down for Holtville as they look to continue this drive and develop some momentum here in the third quarter.
Here's the pitch outside, the speedy Chad Goodsell trying to get to the edge. Gets a couple before he's forced out of bounds by Devin Mesa, and he's only going to get about a yard on that one and brings up a 4th down and 4.
And that Imperial defense, once again, not only clogging up the line of scrimmage, but are able to move sideline to sideline and not let the Vikings break containment. And it looks like they're going to be forcing another punt for Holtville.
That was the first carry on the night for Goodsell. He had a couple of big games through the first few games of the year. Had 129 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Also had a 1 catch, an 88-yard touchdown score, but hasn't been seeing the ball much on the offensive side tonight. The snap is good. Bryce Buscalia, a line drive punt, bounces at midfield. Mesa's gonna get it off the bounce. Mesa has some space. Devin Mesa gets the sideline. 1 man to beat, and he's dragged down at about the 20-yard line. What a play.
Buscaglia, the lone man, the punter, making that tackle and stopping Mesa on that deep punt return, letting the ball bounce a couple times, getting the return team for Holtville out of position, able to make a big run down to the 20-yard line of Holtville.
It's about a 40-yard return as he picked it up off the bounce at the 40. What a play. Shot out like a cannon and then used his speed to get to the edge, picked up a block and just outran everyone until that touchdown-saving tackle by Buscalia. And it sets Imperial up inside the Holtville territory to start a drive for the 5th time tonight. We'll see if they can cash in once more. Tiernan in the shotgun. Shaw to his right. Nixon in, Perez to the left. Mesa and Robles to the right. Here's Mesa picking up where he just left off on that punt return for a gain of about 9.
Tiernan looked to freeze the Holtville defense on that pump fake. Holtville didn't bite, and Mesa was able to only get 8 yards on the play.
7:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 34-0. The Tigers hungry and looking for more. Tiernan in the shotgun again. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Tiernan fires quickly. Perez can't catch it this time. He's been the #1 target between Robles and Tiernan tonight, and that's his first drop.
And look at all the space that the Holtville defense is giving Perez, pretty much baiting them to Tiernan to pass the ball to Perez. He throws it to him. That time, the first pass to go through his hands all day tonight.
Yeah, Imperial spreading it around, getting the ball out quick. Holtville's not getting enough time to even put enough pressure on Tiernan. They're getting the ball out so fast that there's no pressure. And these outstanding skill players for the Tigers are just getting enough space. Now Tiernan under center. We're going to have the option. Handoff to Shaw. Somehow staying on his feet, and Shaw gets down inside the 5-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
A late substitution in by the Tigers, looking to get Zach Ray in. And obviously when you put Ray in, you're looking to possibly run a jet sweep, but that time they give the ball up the middle to Shaw, setting him up for a first and goal opportunity.
And we'll see where they go this time. Seth Shaw in the backfield, already 3 touchdowns tonight, giving him a total of 7 on the year. As Tiernan will be under center behind that offensive line. Shaw behind him. Mesa out to the right. He's in motion. Shaw gets the handoff, but he's swallowed up for no gain by the Holtville defense. The first one there was Elliot Ortiz, along with Dylan Ceja. Ortiz, 19 tackles and 3 sacks through their first 4 games. He led the team in sacks so far this year. And he burst through that time, not letting Shaw get pay dirt for the 4th time tonight. 5:37 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, head coach David Shaw now relying on his run game now with the big lead to drain the rest of this clock out going into the 4th quarter. And knocking on the doorstep of another score.
Tiernan takes the snap, the end around to Alejandro Perez. 9 catches tonight, why not give him a rushing touchdown? 40-0 Tigers.
And just like we said in the beginning of this game, it's all been about ball control. Imperial's had it, Holtville has not, and it's resulted in this huge lead for the Tigers here in the IV Classic.
And they're gonna give Ethan Gonzalez a break tonight. Already nailed in 2 field goals.
Well deserved.
4 extra points. Now he's holding, and the snap good, hold good. Kick is good, off the foot of Joel Robles to give Imperial a commanding 41-0 lead. Here in this one, in the IV Classic, Imperial well on their way to continuing their dominance in this rivalry that has been standing since 1939, looking to win their 17th out of 18th. You are watching the Valley Sports Network.
While we have a break in the action, we would like to give a shout out to Christopher Wickham watching this game from Mesa, Arizona. Christopher, thank you so much for supporting Valley Sports Network all the way out in Arizona.
Love that. Love to see the support from afar. Awesome stuff. Trying to get as many people tuned in the VSN as possible, and we thank all of you across the valley tuning in to watch tonight. Got a couple of broadcasts going on right here, and then another one over with John Moreno on the call at Cal Jones Field between the Spartans and the Cluxco Bulldogs. Last we checked, that was 21-0, right? Have we got an update since then?
No, not since then, but yeah, 21-0 at halftime. A Hail Mary pass by the Spartans to end the half from Rodriguez to Sergio Garcia. Damian Rodriguez's 3rd TD pass of the night. And last time we checked, it was 21-0 Spartans over at Cal Jones Field.
The Bulldogs were hanging in tough. Central now opening that thing up. Here's Austin Marini on a nice carry, and he carries a couple of defenders for a gain of 5 to about the 25-yard line.
You know, with the margin,
or even further,
so far, you know, this far at hand, Coach Turner, do you think about getting different guys out there, giving them some TT, and getting them prepared for the rest of their league slate?
It's debatable. Get some guys out there, keep your starters healthy. Either way, with a loss tonight, it does not really keep Holtville out of any playoff contention, considering Imperial, one of the top teams in Division III heading into tonight, as that's another handoff there. This time it was Duarte.
Yes, Holtville right now ranked 13th in Division 4, 1 spot out of the playoff race, but again, a loss tonight doesn't hurt their chances at all. They still have all of their league games to be played against Vincent Memorial, Palo Verde, and Calipatria. Win all 3 of those games, and you are right back into the thick of the playoff race.
Couple of tough teams that you got to face. Palo Verde is a unit once again this year. Here's the toss, trying to get some extra yards. We'll see, it'll be very close to a first down, and they do give Holtville the first down. And it looked like that was Griffin Garcia on the carry. I believe that was his first carry of the night. He is coming off a concussion a couple of weeks ago from that Calexico game. And Coach Turner and Harrison saying that they were going to ease him into tonight's game.
Yes, and you know, it's real difficult when you're playing IVL opponents. You played Calexico 2 weeks ago when we aren't able to get on the scoreboard. Now tonight in the IV Classic against your rival, it's really difficult for these programs who are smaller, facing off the bigger teams in the Valley.
Busalia off the run, and it's through the hands of Griffin Garcia at the 40. There is a flag down in the backfield, so it may not have counted anyways. Most likely going to be a hold to send Holtville back.
What do you want to do? You want to go back? Holding number 42 White, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
That's a hold on Jorge Moreno as Busalia found pressure once again. He's been feeling that all night. This Imperial defense has been getting after the quarterback, getting into the backfield, even against this outstanding offensive line for the Holtville Vikings.
Again, running the same play action pass, their offensive line not being able to give Busalia enough time to locate his receivers down the field, and that's resulting in another holding penalty for the Vikings.
Now 3:03 to go here in the third quarter. 41-0. Imperial with the commanding lead. We got a wave of pink cloud coming over from the student section. Got a long first down. Busalia pressured again. Gets away from the pressure though, still getting chased down the field, and he's got his man. Going up to grab it is Griffin Garcia. No, it's not Griffin Garcia, excuse me. That was Bentley Rothfleisch, his second catch of the night. Nice play by Busalia. Get away from the pressure, throw on the run. And that looked just like a baseball player play like he is. Big baseball guy.
Yeah, what a snag for Rothfleisch, but an even better tackle by Andrew Mitchell for the Tigers, not able to give Rothfleisch any more yards after the catch.
And that gets the ball all the way up to the Holtville 36 or so yard line. 2nd and 3. Busalia rolling out to his left. Getting chased by Craig Collins. Throws it down and almost picked off.
Yeah, you look at these plays by the Vikings, even though they're throwing incompletions, they're able to get Busalia off the line of scrimmage, give him some space, give him some time. You wonder, you know, if some of those plays should have been implemented early on in the game.
And that ball could have gotten picked off by a couple of Tigers out there. Victor Valenzuela had the ball in his hands, and also looks like Darian Romo was there. Got a lot of new faces for Imperial there on the defensive side of the ball, as we would figure, up 41. Letting some other guys get out there and get some reps.
Yeah, Coach Shaw wanting to keep his guys fresh for the Imperial Valley League slate that they have upcoming with Brawley and Central in the next upcoming weeks.
Here's the handoff straight up the gut, and enough for a Holtville first down up to the 44-yard line. A big pile, hard to see the number there, and it's number 42. And Jorge Moreno, the sophomore. Nice carry there, gives Holtville the ball at the 44. New set of downs, 1:40 to go in the third quarter.
And again, positive momentum for Holtville on this drive. Something to take away for Coach Turner and his group. You know, not everything has gone their way so far tonight, but it's good to see that they've had positive momentum so far on this drive.
And there's a handoff to Moreno again, and he's busting through some tacklers across midfield to the 48-yard line. So a couple of nice carries by Moreno. And Holtville is in Imperial territory for just the second time. Actually, the first time. The first time they went there, it got called back on a holding call. So this is really the first time they've been inside Imperial territory moving the ball. With under a minute to go, clock ticking at about 45 seconds and running.
And again, Holtville's mixing it up with different bodies on the field. Hector Sanchez now checking in the game for the Vikings.
Handoff up the middle and getting all the way up to the Imperial about the 40-yard line. Austin Marini once again on the carry to the 39-yard line. So Holtville moving the ball a little bit here on this drive. Good to see that. That might take us to the end of the quarter unless they get the snap off quick here. It looks like they are going to try to snap it. Handoff to Moreno again, and he chugs his way down to the 35-yard line, and that brings us to quarter number 4. 41-0. Imperial with the lead on their homecoming. An incredible night for the Ivy Classic. And we thank you for joining us here on the Valley Sports Network. We'll be right back for the final 12 minutes.
We have an update from the Central Spartans Calexico Bulldogs game happening over at Cal Jones Field. 34-0 in favor of the Spartans as they near the end of the third quarter.
Tough one there. Calexico trying to get something moving on offense. Couldn't be 2 weeks in a row they get shut out in IVL play. We pick this up starting the fourth quarter. And Holtville is going to hand this one off to Griffin Garcia, who gets absolutely picked up and thrown down. What a play by Julian Jimenez.
A late handoff by the quarterback really didn't give 24 the opportunity to get ahead of steam, having to wait for the ball, and it resulted in that big tackle for Jimenez.
Sets the ball up at the 32-yard line, about a 3rd and 2 we have coming up here. Holtville trying to convert, keep the chains moving here, 11:20 to go. Handoff to Moreno again, and he's been keeping those feet chugging along, moving the chains behind that big offensive line. That's enough for a first down, pushing it down past towards the 25-yard line.
You know, being shut out against Calexico, Holtville's head coach Jason Turner really want to emphasize on playing strong during this big rivalry game, but being down 41-0 up to this point, it would really mean a lot for his team to get into the end zone late in this game.
Absolutely. They're at the 26-yard line. The handoff, they might have a chance. Austin Marini had some space, but the touchdown saving tackle there by Victor Valenzuela out there on the edge. A gain of about 6, or 2, excuse me, gets the ball about the 20-yard line, 25-yard line. Grasso's, an Imperial Valley tradition since 1955, family owned and operated, located at 1902 West Main Street, El Centro. Grasso's is open Wednesday through Sunday at 5 p.m. Order or come in for the Italian dining experience. Here's another handoff up the middle, and Holtville. Now this is what they wanted to do on the first couple of drives of the game. This is what their identity is. This is, but you know, too late now. But this is the Holtville offense that they planned on having, moving the ball, keeping the chains moving, keeping the other offense off the field.
Well, it also makes a big difference not having those big boy starters on there for the Imperial defensive line. They've pretty much stopped everything that Holtville's been able to do offensively up to this point.
So that's another first down. Ball now around the 16-yard line. Under 10 minutes to play. Holtville looking to crack the scoreboard for the first time. The counter handoff. Griffin Garcia puts his head down, and he's eventually ripped down by Julian Jimenez and Victor Valenzuela. They've been in there on several tackles here this drive.
Again, positive momentum for the Vikings as they inch closer for the first score of the game. And obviously now with the running plays that they've had, it looks like, you know, trying to catch the Imperial Tigers off guard, maybe go for that play action pass one more time.
The gain of about 3, 2nd and 7 from the 13-yard line. Rolling out. Buscalia trying to get to the edge. He's going to use his feet, and he's going to get down inside the 10-yard line for a decent gain on 2nd down.
Buscalia losing his legs down the field, trying to extend the play, but ran out of real estate and ran out of bounds for a short gain.
Here we go on 3rd down, the handoff up the middle. And that's going to be enough for another 1st down for Holtville. As it was Moreno again on the carry. He's been doing some work on this drive. As we're now inside the 7:30 mark in this one. Holtville still trying to score their first. Now, Jalen, I know it's tough. When we talked about it, the little bit of pressure when you play in a small town where all eyes are on you, and these teams have so much support for their sports teams, and you go into a game like this and you go back on the bus and you just can't crack the scoreboard. What does it mean for them to score here?
It'd be tremendous.
Here's a chance. Bryce Buscalia on the outside. Buscalia reaches for the end zone, and there it is. Touchdown, Vikings.
And just like what we said, getting on the scoreboard, something to build off of for next week as they get into league play. That is a huge momentum, like jolt of energy for that sideline. Obviously, the game is out of reach, but Coach Turner knows that his kids never quit throughout the duration of this game, and that's something you can always build off of for next week. There's a lot of fight over there on that Holtville sideline, and it's great to see that, even with the game well out of hand.
A lot of fight, and that's something their coaches attested to. It's a group that really sticks together through thick and thin. On for the extra point is Brian Padilla, and that is through for the extra point to make it a 41-7 game. Holtville coming through in the end. A 15-play, 74-yard drive, and it ends with a Bryce Buscalia rushing touchdown. 41-7. Now the score as Holtville avoids a shutout here in the Ivy Classic. 6:31 to go from Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium. You're watching the Valley Sports Network.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell,
6:31 to go here in the final moments of the Ivy Classic. And just a reminder to visit valleysportsnet.com for up-to-date scores, and don't forget to like and follow our Facebook and Instagram pages on all of our posts. Reach Medical Response Service. Donnie Wharton reminds you that when seconds count, you can depend on Reach Medical Transportation Service. And also Ojeda Industries. Tony and Patricia Ojeda serving the Imperial Valley for all of your industrial and agricultural needs, such as hydraulic service and repair, located in Brawley at 1698 Jones Street. There's the return by Imperial to about the 31-yard line. It was Devin Mesa returning it off of bounds, and we've seen what he can do on a return when the ball's on the ground. We had a 40-yard punt return earlier in the game to set up another Imperial score.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to have Robles coming back into the game to finish up the last 6 minutes. You don't want to get your starters hurt, obviously, with Rashad Robinson sitting out tonight's game with an injury. You want to make sure that your starters are fresh for the meat of your IB schedule, and starting next week with a tough matchup against Brawley here in Imperial.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one, isn't it, Jalen? We're really in the meat of the regular season now, IVL play. And Brawley's coming to town, and then Central right after that. And Robles actually out to pass. And that ball almost picked, and it's actually caught by Jared Nixon on the sideline, and he gets the ball across the 40.
Even with the game out of reach, that was a spectacular play off the hands of Perez.
Yeah.
Getting Nixon down the sideline for looks like a 6 or 7 yard gain.
Yeah, it looks like he stepped out actually a few yards back from where it looked like he went out. So ball's at about the 36-yard line. Robles takes the snap. They're still throwing it over to the sideline. Gio Robles, the freshman, gets to midfield and a first down.
The Robles to Robles connection. Shaw looks like he's just trying to get his second string into the flow of the offense, making sure that they know what to do once they're in the game.
That could be a big connection next year, Jalen, with C.J. Tiernan, a senior. Definitely seems like we'll give way to quarterback Gavin Robles, who will have 1 year left.
Yeah, as you can hear here from the sidelines, here in the stands, the Imperial faithful can feel it. A lot of parents and fans are up on their feet, getting ready for the conclusion of this game, ready to celebrate with their student athletes.
As they should. A big win for Imperial here, just under 4 minutes away as there's a handoff, but blown up right at the near midfield is Julian Jimenez. A couple of white jerseys coming in to make that play, including Maddox Toten coming in from the safety position.
Maddox Toten has had a stellar year on the defensive side for Holtville, being one of their catalysts. Had a quiet game so far tonight, but that's mainly because of Imperial's offense making sure that they're not running down the middle of the field. They're running more towards the sidelines, and has really neutralized him on the defensive side of the ball tonight.
We got a second down and 10 from midfield, 3 minutes to go. Tigers still throwing it. Gio Robles, a diving grab at the 44-yard line. Tack on 6 more yards for the freshman. And at this point, I think, Jalen, a lot of people might be wondering why Imperial's still throwing the ball at 41-7. I don't know if we have an answer for that. At this point, it's kind of just some more practice reps right now.
It's just Shaw trying to make sure that these kids know that when they're in the game, they know how to run the offense. With Robles, you really haven't seen him under center much. He's been in the shotgun formation. So he's primarily a pocket passer versus Tiernan being that dual threat guy.
That one off the fingertips of Jared Nixon over on the far sideline. As Robles got some pressure there, got hit to the ground, and that's Maddox Toten once again.
As we wind down to just under 2 minutes remaining left in this game. Cole, what are your takeaways from this really big lopsided victory for Imperial, and what do you see for both sides moving forward?
I think it all started right off that first possession of the game. Holtville going 3 and out, and that punt that landed the ball on this side of the field. Imperial starting at Holtville's 40, and then a scoop and score. At that point, the momentum's already completely flipped. The field position was flipped towards Imperial the entire way, and they really just took care of that in the trenches, and then also through the air raid, just getting the ball out quickly, not allowing Holtville's defense to even have a chance tonight. That was kind of my takeaway, and then it just took off from there. It's hard to come back from down so many scores. So for Holtville, you got to take something positive out of tonight. I think it could be that 74-yard drive and 15 plays there. I know it was on the Imperial defense, but backups, but it's still a light to go into next week, and there's still a lot of season left. For Imperial, just keep the train rolling, man. 6-1. And you got a couple of big dogs in the next couple of weeks, and you just got to do everything that you can to stay focused for those two.
You know, when the initial rankings came out for San Diego section, Imperial was ranked number 2, which surprised a lot of people. But with the result like tonight and big matchups coming up against Central and Brawley, they have plenty of opportunities to validate that number 2 ranking. And should they end up in the top 2 spot, they will be hosting all throughout the playoffs up until the section final.
And that would be crucial there. Could make for a good run. Holtville with the ball again under a minute. Buscalia taking a deep shot down the sideline looking for the speedy Chad Goodsell, but it's out of his reach. He had to turn around for it. And the clock is going to keep rolling as they have a running clock here in the 4th quarter. And that might do it, as Holtville will not take another snap. We wind down the final 5 seconds of this one. The teams will meet at midfield, and in the end, it's 9 out of the last 10, and 7 straight Imperial Valley Classic wins for the Imperial Tigers as they come away victorious 41-7. As they send the Holtville Vikings back home to Holtville, losing 4 straight at 3-4. The Tigers boasting a 6-1 record into an all-time matchup against Brawley next week.
Yeah, just complete domination from beginning to end. Really, that fumble recovery by Pablo Moreno really setting the fire for what was a lopsided victory for the Tigers. A lot to build off of for Coach Jason Turner and his Vikings. But again, a big victory. 6-1 now for the Tigers as they are set to host Brawley next weekend.
So that, and we're going to go to a break. We'll get a word from our sponsors real quick.
Your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
Moreno, our Central Police Department Defensive Player of the Game, had that crucial scoop and score early on in the 1st quarter to give the Tigers a 10-0 lead and really springboard Imperial to a 41-7 victory. Pablo, you know, going back to that 1st quarter and that scoop and score, what was the feeling on the sideline for you guys as you guys were able to get that defensive touchdown and really create separation early on in that game?
It just gave us momentum. You know, it just like kept us up the whole game. We were just all motivated, excited, and pumped.
Defensively, you guys have been really stiff all year. You know, other than, you know, a poor performance against Palo Verde, this has been probably one of the best defenses in all the Imperial Valley. What is, you know, your game plan every week to make sure that you guys have really shutting every team out all season long?
Yeah, loss to Palo Verde just motivated us because it just like kept us humbled, You know, we just practice harder each practice, and then we come ready each game.
What did you see with Holtville's offense today? Normally they have the three-headed attack, but they were running it primarily up the middle. What were you seeing with them that, you know, were able guys to make crucial stops all game long?
Well, they ran a lot to like the edges, and then we were able to stop those because, well, we practiced all week, and then they didn't really like throw too much. We stopped the throw, and then I feel like we did good defensively.
You guys have a big win tonight in the Ivy Classic against Holtville. Next week, another big matchup as you have a big IVL matchup as you host Brawley next week. What's going to be the week of preparation for the Imperial Tigers this upcoming week?
Well, we're going to come ready, practice hard every day, and it's not going to be an easy game for them.
Well, we'd like to thank Pablo Robles being our El Centro Police Department player of the game. Congratulations and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir.
DP Duck quiere recordarle a todos que se mantengan activos, jueguen seguros y que sean cool este verano. Si no tienes acceso a una alberca, hay muchas maneras de refrescarte sin acercarte a los canales. Para estar seguro, recuerda las reglas de DP Duck. Nunca nades en un canal, nunca juegues cerca de un canal y nunca te metas a un canal. Si ves a alguien caer en un canal, busca ayuda o llama al 911. Mantente alejado y seguirás vivo.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what
Cole Johnson here with Alejandro Perez here for the Burgers and Beer offensive player of the game. He had an incredible night tonight. He's telling me he had 9 catches. I counted 10. I guess we'll have to look at the score sheet after. Also scoring a rushing touchdown. Man, what's it feel to have a night like that and a big win like this?
It's wonderful to have a night like this, to come out and play hard. As a team, we worked together and we dominated this Holtville team. Last year, we came out on the Holtville territory, and we didn't really do that much, but this year we really showed out and really proved them wrong this year.
How does it feel to put up so many points and, you know, that margin of victory goes up from just an 8-point win to about a 34-point win? How does that feel for you guys?
Oh, it feels wonderful, you know, scoring all these points, these 41 points, it feels like wonderful just coming out here and scoring those.
So what did you guys see on offense against their defense? You're getting the ball out quick to all your playmakers, especially you. You look like the #1 target tonight. What did you see when you were going out and getting the ball to you out quick in space?
Tonight I really just saw open gaps. They played their safety high on me, like 12 yards, so I really just filled in that zone right there, and I really just did what I had to do.
How'd that feel to run that touchdown in, coming around a little end around there, and you found some pay dirt?
Oh, yeah, I felt wonderful coming out there, seeing my blocks, just doing perfect, and I just scored it. I just ran it in.
What's the ceiling for this Imperial Tigers team? You guys are 6-1 and going again to a big team in Brawley next week.
We're going to come out hot, we're going to come out ready, and can't wait to play against them.
All right, thanks so much. Congrats, man. Alejandro Perez, the Burgers and Beer offensive player of the game. Imperial with a 41-7 win here tonight in the Imperial Valley Classic. They've won 9 of the last 10, and that's a wrap from this one. For all of us here at Valley Sports Network, Will Torres, Joaquin, and everyone on crew, Jalen, Fong, I'm Cole Johnson, saying so long from Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium in Imperial.